Hey YouTube, Untamed here. So forgive me, it might be a little windy, but I do have my microphone with me today. I wanted to shoot a video of this 2022 Toyota Tacoma TRD Pro in that electric lime metallic. Figured I'd show it to you guys during a overcast like day. And you guys know I personally really like this color. I prefer it over Lime Rush. Lime Rush is over there, you can't really see it. But you can kind of tell Lime Rush is a little bit more pale by comparison. Some people prefer that. But I think if you're going to get a bold color, like this, a green color, it may as well pop. So again, this is coming from somebody who has owned a Lime Rush 4Runner TRD Pro, and I still prefer the electric lime here. So let me know what your thoughts are. Let me know what you prefer. But for the video here, I want to talk through one thing in particular. So I am likely going to sell my 2021 Ford Raptor. You guys know we are moving out to northern Colorado here shortly, come September, and we want to be able to put a sizable deposit on our next home, as it will be, hopefully, knock on wood, our forever home. So that's our goal. The whole reason why we're moving out there is to actually set roots somewhere, put the kids in one school district, let them grow up with the same group of friends. So that's our goal. So all because of that, I mean, that's why we sold the 4Runners. We're likely going to sell the Raptor, so we can have a huge deposit on our next house, and a couple paid off vehicles hopefully too. So down to 2 vehicles, and one of them I am a huge proponent of having a truck. I've learned the hard way a couple of times at this point that if you do not have a truck bed, you'll quickly need one if you do not have one available. So I've become a huge proponent of it. And the Tacoma I have a soft spot for the Tacoma. As you guys know, this started my love for Toyota back in 2017. I bought a super white Tacoma TRD Pro, and that's where my heart's been. So is there things I don't like about it? Yeah, you guys know that all too well. We have the 3.5 liter V6 underneath this hood here. Got a new topographical map. You can kind of see it there, which looks pretty cool. But that 3.5 liter V6 is pretty lackluster. 278 horsepower, I think, with 265 foot-pounds of torque. So I mean, it's capable when it comes to numbers, but tied to that 6-speed automatic transmission, you can't help but feel like it is constantly hunting for gears. Granted, I've been told that they have since done away with that and actually fixed it with a little bit of regearing, just retuning. They have fixed it. So that's what I'm told. I haven't driven a 21 or a 22 yet. The last one that I owned was that 2017 cement gray Tacoma TRD Pro, and honestly that was one of my favorite vehicles. Granted, that one did have the Icon lift kit, which was awesome, and a couple other goodies too, of course. It had some larger Toyota tires on it. I definitely love that vehicle. So I'm thinking about getting back to it, quote unquote downsizing from the Raptor. Am I the only person in the world who have ever transitioned from a Gen 3 Raptor to a little Tacoma? Perhaps, and I'm sure there will always be things I'll miss about the Raptors, but this is simplicity at its core, and I really appreciate that. So you guys know I'm a Toyota fanboy. There's no denying that at this point. But yeah, so there's that. So here's a couple other additional bits to it. You got the little TRD Pro stamp in the rear, which I don't know, I'm indifferent on that one. So you guys tell me. I think maybe perhaps if you get the black vinyl inserts, it might look better. And perhaps that might be over the top, so I don't really know. I don't think I've seen that yet. They did away with that TRD Pro badge that was right here. They did away with that. Now they just have the black Tacoma badge down below. And I showed you, but these are new for 2022. These alloy 16-inch wheels. I think they look really nice. I don't know. I think I probably preferred the last 2020 and 2021 wheels better. I think they're my favorite, but still, I think these are close competition. They finally upgraded the tire look to some degree. You got these Kevlar reinforced sidewall reinforced Goodyear Wranglers. I believe they're 265s. Let me double check. Yeah, 265 70 16s. But finally, you're getting a tire that has a more aggressive sidewall, actually looks apart. So I like that they're heading that direction for the TRD Pros here. Out of all the TRD Pros, currently, right now, this is the easiest to get at MSRP. So do not pay a markup on a Tacoma TRD Pro, even in the crazy market right now. You can absolutely find these at MSRP. Just look around, do a nationwide search, use Facebook Marketplace. I encourage you to do that. You will find one at MSRP, I assure you. Not to mention, green, people either love it or they hate it. So I don't think green is technically flying off the shelf if you're going to get this color, the electric lime here. So just kind of have that in the back of your mind. Historically speaking, the Sequoia TRD Pro was always the easiest TRD Pro to get at MSRP or better. Really, if you weren't able to get a Sequoia TRD Pro previous generation, right, so 2022 and older, if you weren't able to get one, $4,000 or $5,000 below MSRP, you were doing it wrong. So nowadays, because they're doing away with the Sequoia, the current gen, it's kind of harder to get them at MSRP. So a lot of people, the few that are actually out there, people are marking them up, which is to be expected when they get rid of a generation, right? People always try to clamor for the last one, myself included. But this Tacoma here has technically been out since 2016, this generation, this body style. Personally, I think I prefer the exterior look of the 2015 Tacoma TRD Pro, so the previous look. I believe that one was an Inferno, right, in 2015. So I think I like that look better because it has a little bit of a shorter front end. I remember disliking this at first, way back when, several years ago, because I thought the front end was it seemed a little lopsided. It seemed too long on the front end. You tell me if you guys have ever considered or thought about that. But I love this. You guys know it is where it all started for me. This is where the passion began. For 2022, we also have, I believe it's a 1/2 inch higher in the rear, and then 1.5 inches higher up front. Then you got those TRD, which I showed you. I'll show you again. You got the forged TRD upper control arms. Those red ones there, that look pretty cool. So that's new for 2022. I believe you have 9.6 inches of ground clearance, which is great. So you let me know, should I get this or should I aim for the new Tundra TRD Pro? I haven't driven it yet. Granted, I should have one here that I can drive around for a bit here next week. So I'm eager to actually get behind the wheel of one of them. But, the whole point of me doing it, the downsize, is to, clear up 50 grand, if I'm being honest. So this is only $50,000 only, sorry. But, so save a lot of money, put a lot more money toward the house. That's the intent behind it, and have a vehicle that I love with great resale. One other thing, and I know I'm alone on this, but I've never been a huge fan of this, this LED light strip. I don't know why. I don't know why I don't like it. I just have never been a huge fan of it. The TRD over here and the Pro on that side is cool. Perhaps a little gimmicky depending on who you talk to. But I actually prefer the 2019 and older headlight housing. If you guys remember on the Voodoo Blue that I had, well, I guess any one of them that I owned had the old headlight, and I think I prefer that. I do think that the Rigid Industries are the best integrated within the Tacoma TRD Pros, because all of them have, not the Forerunner, but they had the Rigid Industry fog lamps, but this, I think, looks the best, is integrated into this front valance pretty well. You let me know what your thoughts are on that. So here's the price tag. Sorry, I think I've showed this to you before. Got 10 grand markup. We're at Coons Toyota, so you expect that. But again, just do a Google search. I promise you'll find one. I think the best deal that I have ever had or ever gotten on any one of my Tacomas, or any one of my TRD Pros, I should say, was on the 2019 Tacoma TRD Pro, my Voodoo Blue. So now when I say this out loud, I can't even fathom it, given today's market, really, but I paid $41,000 out the door for that Voodoo Blue. Some of you probably remember that, the OG subscribers, but so it really wasn't that long ago, a couple years ago. This is pre-COVID craziness, so I was able to secure that. Had to wait a little bit because I think they had a fuel pump recall or something that held it up. But 41 grand. So, and I think the MSRP was 48 at that time for the 2019s. So for fun, I'll walk down the road there and show you that Lime Rush, just for fun. So kind of get a good mental picture of that. We'll go check this out. Actually, I haven't looked at this one yet, so it might be kind of a cool S2000. I haven't looked at this one yet, so I don't know what the markup's going to be. I remember they had one here with a $20,000 or $25,000 markup a while back, which is insane in the membrane. So there's your, hopefully you can kind of see what I'm talking about. A little bit more pale. Some people prefer that. Personally, not me. Both are stunning, so don't get me wrong. What do we got here? 10,000 ADM, okay. All right, Coons is starting to dial it back a little bit. So, you guys remember I sold mine for $63,000. Granted, mine had, you know, $6,500 worth of stuff on it too. So, perhaps I quote unquote undersold it a little bit, but I felt really good about that anyway. So yeah, let me know which green you prefer, and I guess most importantly, my biggest question to you guys is, am I crazy for considering another Tacoma at this point? Especially given the space, right? The space is pretty bad, especially when you're like me and you have like 20 kids, seeming like 3 kids, but you know, it's not the most ideal, but we've always made it work, and it would never be the primary kid hauling vehicle. That'll be the Land Cruiser and perhaps the 2023 Sequoia TRD Pro after we get settled in Colorado. So that's kind of what I'm thinking, what's going through my mind. Let me know what your thoughts are. Let me know if I'm totally crazy. Appreciate you watching as always. Till next time.